So the Yanmar has been an absolute awesome vehicle for anybody that's looking for a family-orientated side-by-side. This thing's got 3 seats. As you can see, we got our daughter in here. She's locked in the middle between us. She's not in the back. She's got a full view of the front. It really gives her a better experience than some of the 4-seat machines. I definitely would say the 3-seat bench has been a positive note for us. As you can see, it's cruising through the trails at 37 to 45 kilometers an hour really comfortably. Suspension's good. It's set up more for farm use, but it's got a long enough wheelbase that it makes everything fairly smooth. So it smooths out the bumps a lot more than what our Commander does or some of the older recreation utility UTVs. If you're looking at a budget-minded side-by-side, this one might not be on the top of the list because Yanmar isn't really a widespread name in it. It is still a rebadged Yamaha Viking, which is the same thing. It's just a different color and a different name on the side. But part for part, these things are identical. I want to start with the really good on this unit that we find is, you know, it's kind of like segment exclusive for these things, so you can only find it in this specific machine, and that's going to be the storage capacity simplicity. So underneath both the passenger seat and the driver's seat, there's storage compartments that are available. It's got 4 cup holders, 2 on each side up front on the dash, which is excellent for guys that are working around the farm or going out on the trails. The second thing that we like about it is when you've got that grab bar, you can kind of see it in the bottom of the picture popping up every now and again here. That grab bar is removable. You can just pull it out with drop pins if you don't want it in there. However, it reaches all the way around, so your center seat passenger and your driver can hold it at any point. The e-brake is an excellent option to have instead of a park brake in the transmission. It makes a big difference when you're parked on a hill and you don't have to jam it into park or whatever else. I really like the e-brake. It's really well mounted, it's in a good location, and it's well made for that. Next up, I'm going to talk about the dump box in this thing. It's huge for one. It's a lot larger than you're going to find in most of the rec utilities. It's got the 2 gate latches on it, and a gate latch style instead of just a 1 handle, which is better for longevity, maybe not so great for noise. They do rattle. The next thing is this thing handles weight. Right there, there's probably 500 pounds of water in the back of this, rolled all the way to the back of the box. And yes, it squats, but it is handling it without issue. The clutching is Yamaha's CVT Ultramatic transmission. You know, they're known to go, you know, tens of thousands of kilometers without requiring belt changes. They're just set up right. They might not be set up for like quick speed or whatever else, but for low speed engagement, you're not going to burn belts. This thing really can take it. And you can see here, this is pretty much at its max capacity, and it's doing it without jerking and chugging along like you would get in different machines. So if you're going to use this for a pure work standpoint, this should be one of the machines on your list.
Yanmar for almost a week. This is what we usually use as our Commander. That's our machine. We've had this from my parents for a week now. We've been using it around the ranch, farming with it. Really enjoy the machine. Got really no complaints on it, other than two key items that are really fixable. Number one is the headlights. Terrible. Those things are useless. Really don't like them at all. And the second complaint that I have is the tailgate latches are dual handle latches. They work fine. I'm sure they're going to last, you know, forever. You're never going to have a problem. The problem is, though, is they rattle. And I don't know if it's that latch or if it's this latch. Something's rattling back here, and it's kind of annoying. I think that's just going to get worse with time, as the whole box is metal, except for the tailgate. Tailgate's plastic with metal latches, and these things rattle. And when you tighten it up, it seems fine, but as soon as you go to move, you'll immediately notice that it starts rattling again. So that's my only 2 complaints. Everything else about the machine is awesome.
Oh yeah, the stinky spot. It's all small. Yeah, that one's a little gross. Yeah, that's green. Yep.
super good. Storage under the driver's seat. There's a big storage compartment. You can get a storage compartment for under the passenger seat. My parents did not opt for that option yet.
Okay, so inside you got your basic layout of it. You got the decent little windshield that they bought from an accessory. Lighting on the side, 4-wheel drive switch on the left side as well, and you get your e-brake, you see that grab bar, you see that divider in the middle of the seats to keep the passenger's foot from bouncing over and jumping on the gas pedal, which is a pretty good feature and something I wouldn't have thought of, but it's fairly handy. Deep center console in the middle would be good if you're going to put a radio in it or whatever else. We use it for throwing the GPS in and whatever else in the middle. It fits pretty good, and then a deep storage compartment for a glove box. And you got your tailgate lever at the back as a function. Those little shoulder pads work pretty good to keep you in as well.
Didn't come with a mirror, but my dad took one off of an old bus, and this is awesome. He just kind of MacGyvered it up there. And you got a whole rear view field of vision back here. Aftermarket windshield, or it's an accessory through Yanmar or Yamaha is good, but I would opt for the glass if you. All right, so we got the Yanmar all set up for my mom and dad as a thank you for letting us use it for a week or so. We put the winch on it for them. A 4500 series winch I installed. It's a 4,500 pound winch, sorry. It's Pro Max. Now I think this is the Black Max series. Beautiful synthetic rope. Installed great. The free spool is really well built. It's a robust winch. It was easy to install. The lights on the Yanmar, again, was one of my only complaints. So we put an LED light bar up there for him, for my dad. Can you turn it on, Gracie, and show them how it works? There we go. This was something cheap on Amazon that I had kicking around the house. Yeah, you can turn it off. We hooked this winch switch down on the bottom, right in the center, because Gracie likes to do the buttons for Nana and Papa, and for the amount of times he's going to use it, that's probably a little bit better than having it out of the way of his knee. And you want to press the button for the LED, the light bar, baby, not the winch switch, the light bar. Yeah, and boom, there you go. Hit it again, please. And you can turn it off. That's great.
Okay, so final thoughts on this thing, guys, would be that if you're in the market for a 3-seat utility recreation machine, this thing should be on your list of options. Number one is going to be the Yamaha reliability that you get. Yes, it's a Yanmar, but it still is a Yamaha in the end. The second big thing that I'd be looking at is the ease of parts. So you're dealing with tractor suppliers because it's a Yanmar instead of a Yamaha dealer. Tractor suppliers deal with farmers. They get you the parts as fast as they can. They do the job as quick as possible to get it back to you.